If you stand at the corner of Archer and Greenwood in downtown Tulsa, you get an idea of what this area looked like back in the 20s. This is what's left of an area that was once said to be the richest black community in the United States at the time.
Anything you can imagine wanting or needing in your community at that time, they had here on Greenwood, from hotels, theaters, restaurants, blues clubs, on and on. It was an amazing time of African American history in Oklahoma.
Michelle Brown says visitors to the Greenwood Cultural Center can learn more about the prosperity of that time and the overall African American experience in Oklahoma, dating back to the early 1900s.
This was seen as a land of freedom and opportunity, and there were many that wanted to move here and take advantage of that opportunity.
The center is also used to educate the public about a dark moment in Tulsa history. On May 31st, 1921, what was called the Black Wall Street became the site of a deadly and damaging riot. It started when a white teenaged girl claimed to have been assaulted in an elevator by a black teenaged boy.
We do know that when the elevator doors closed, a few moments later, Dick Rowland ran out of the elevator. Sarah Page had screamed.
Brown says no one ever found out what really happened. When the riots ended the next day on June 1st, at least 300 people had been killed, 300 businesses destroyed, and more than 1,000 homes burned to the ground. This is a wall of survivors from the race riots of 1921, every one of them with their own story. Essie Lee Johnson Beck here, for instance, was just 6 years old when those riots started.
The exhibits are designed so that you can take a self-guided tour, but we also offer guided tours for those that want to learn more about the history of the 1921 Tulsa Race Riot in Black Wall Street.
It took 4 years, but the Greenwood District was rebuilt. Next door to the facility, you can visit a house that's been preserved, once belonging to survivors Sam and Lucy Mackey.
It is an amazing home that speaks to their prosperity, but also their pride in their accomplishments and their pride in their community. We have so much to look forward to and to acknowledge in terms of our forefathers' determination, their courage, their strength, their love for community and love for one another.
Part of the learning experience continues a block away at the John Hope Franklin Reconciliation Park. Executive Director Dr. Jocelyn Lee Payne says Dr. Franklin was a prolific historian and author from Tulsa. His father lost a business and home in the riots.
He brought together the idea that history needed to include all of the people who had been involved. It was not okay just to tell one part of the story. One had to tell the entire story.
The park tells stories about Dr. Franklin and commemorates the riots.
And it commemorates them in such a way as to inform, to educate, and to enlist thinking.
Life-size sculptures represent real people. In the center, the Tower of Reconciliation. On the plaza's outer edges, the Healing Walkway. Dr. Payne says it's a labyrinth providing an opportunity for reflection.
And for knitting together one's past views, perhaps, of history, and the new views that we hope that visitors to the park will acquire as they learn more about what actually happened in this space.
We learned a lot and can still learn a lot about the human spirit. There's a lot to be learned about who we are as a people and what we can overcome when we truly come together.
In downtown Tulsa, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.